Good morning, Karen. How lovely to see you in such beautiful colours.
Oh, thank you.
You really do look good in blue.
Thank you.
Karen, welcome to the Carolyn Williams Show. And it's a pleasure to have you because I have been highly impressed by the posts that have appeared on LinkedIn. And even last night, there I was looking at how many people have responded to your challenge as regards to the Buddy Bags Foundation, and thought how wonderful was that to have the accolade, if you like, the rewards from the people that you serve. So welcome, and tell us who the real Karen Williams is.
Well, the real Karen Williams, I'm daughter to my wonderful supportive parents. I've got 3 amazing successful children, and I'm now grandmother or nanny to 3 amazing grandchildren. So yeah, and soulmate to my partner Sean.
Excellent, lovely family value there. And where would you say you live?
I currently live in South Derbyshire. I'm about to move in a week's time. So wow. Yeah, all very busy and exciting at the moment.
We've got you in time.
Yes.
Is the move going to be a successful and a happy one?
I hope so. It's going to be a renovation project. So yeah, quite a challenging time, but hopefully very rewarding at the end.
Yeah. When we talk about where you live, where do you work, Karen?
So I work from home, basically. The charity is based in the Midlands area, albeit we are a nationwide charity.
And what would you say is your main company and work?
So my main business is a network marketing company called Utility Warehouse that I joined just over 15 years ago. Have spent a lot of time building an amazing business, helping people save money, but also helping people make money and changing lives and giving people choices. And I love that. It's given me the opportunity, the financial and the time freedom to be able to follow my purpose, which is the Buddy Bag Foundation.
So what would be your why, Karen?
My why is to make a difference to others. I love helping people save money, make money, and now I'm in a position that I can change the lives of literally thousands of children by supplying them with one of our Buddy Bags. Explain the Buddy Bags. So the Buddy Bag Foundation was set up just over 5 years ago. And what we do is we supply buddy bags to children that have been victims of domestic violence. You may be shocked to learn, Carolyn, that over 48,000 children require emergency care every single year. Often these children are removed from school or from the family home, often with their mother, and they will be relocated to another part of the country, having left everything they own and everybody they love behind. Yeah. So just imagine what those poor children have to go through. Yes. And what we do is by supplying the buddy bags, they are delivered to women's refuge centres, and one of our bags of love will be on their bed when they arrive. They contain 12 essential items, so pyjamas, pants and vests, toiletries, stationery, a reading book, and one of our lovely buddy bears or one of our lovely knitted toys. So yeah, they're very special. Universal and so welcome, especially when you have nothing and you're in a strange place. So it's not unlike the wartime people that we had in this country when they'd have to be evacuated. So it's not unlike that. Yeah. And what a tribute to you.
I seem to remember you have a challenge too on LinkedIn. So the challenge is about, would you explain that?
Yes, well, like a lot of charities, we've suffered through COVID. Unfortunately, domestic violence has increased massively. So the demand for our buddy bags is even higher now than ever before. And what we are launching is our Buddy Bag Foundation Challenge Box. And it's very similar to the shoebox scheme, whereby we send a challenge box to companies, groups, schools, networking groups, and we provide them with 30 plastic bags. Each plastic bag has a shopping list attached, which relates to a child's sex and age. And then as a group or individuals, the idea is that they collect all the items brand new on the list. And then when they've collected them all, we will then send them our Buddy Bag Foundation rucksacks and all our marketing bits and pieces, and they can hold their own team building event to transfer the items from the shopping bag into the rucksack. And then they have the opportunity of delivering those 30 buddy bags to their nearest refuge. So it's a great opportunity for them to get involved literally from start to finish. And what I love, it's about also building that relationship with their nearest refuge. So this is something, they could be doing on a regular basis. And it will mean that hopefully we will be able to deliver all the extra bags we need to during lockdown.
Yes. The localization part there of community is important for them to really relocate. And I see the sense there. You've got a lovely story. I remember you telling me about the knitted toy.
Yes, so we have these beautiful knitted toys donated by volunteers. And if I'm perfectly honest, Karen, I can't even remember where the idea came from. But we've literally received thousands of these knitted toys. And what I love about this is that there are knitting groups, these knit and natter or knit and bitch groups apparently out there that we've heard about, that sit there knitting these toys, and it gives these ladies a purpose. So when they're sitting there knitting them, they know that they're going to be going into one of our buddy bags. And we attach a lovely label which says, I am special, can't you see? There is only one of me. I want to come and live with you. I think that you are special too.
Wonderful.
So just imagine, receiving one of those in our bags. And last week we had a lady, 92 years old, who had got her group together, and the group together have knitted nearly 200 knitted toys during COVID. So again, it's given them a purpose during COVID to focus on something, to keep them positive.
Wonderful story, and so positive through COVID as everybody feels closed down. There you have challenges like the one that you've given there to people who just expand and burst through with such love, and it's love that wins. Tell us the story about your purpose, because I'm a mentor, and one of the contents of 10-week programs I give is about find your purpose. So listening to your purpose, and I love the way that you have energy when you talk about that. Tell us about how you found your purpose.
Yes, well, it was probably about 5 or 6 years ago. I'd got to a point in my life of a crossroads, if you like, where all my children are now grown up. My utility warehouse business was building nicely, but I felt like there was something missing. And I did a lot of personal development. And ironically, I went to visit my middle son, George, who lives in Australia. And it was on an in-flight to Australia. I was reading an article in a magazine about a charity based in Australia called the Alani and Madeline Foundation.
Okay.
And that article inspired me it was almost like all the pieces of the jigsaw had come together.
Yes.
It was as if all the skills that I'd learned, over the last, 40 years, just all came together. And I came back home, did my due diligence, and soon realised that there was no service in the UK providing these needed bags of love. So I had this mad idea of setting up a charity. And what I found was that I'd been networking previously to build my utility warehouse business. And as soon as I started sharing my story and my passion and belief about the charity, I found that lots of people from utility warehouse, because they have a very giving back attitude anyway, but also from the networking groups, people were offering their time, their money, but also their services. So when we set up the charity, we didn't spend a penny on website, accountants, solicitors, branding, all those key things you need to set up a business.
Yes.
And we do run the charity as a business. And they helped and supported us, which meant that all the donations we receive go 100% into our buddy bags.
Yes.
They cost £25. So, we can't survive without the donations, but also we're very, very grateful for the time that people donate to helping us pack the bags, and also the services that they've donated as part of their CSR.
You talk about bags of love, and I love that concept. What would be your legacy, Karen?
Well, my legacy is a hope and a dream that one day the children that receive one of our bags of love will remember that we've supported them during that very, very tragic time. And I would love to think that one day in the future, when they're in a position to give back themselves, that they will choose to do something to make a difference themselves. We were very conscious that the buddy bag itself, all the items will be used quite quickly. The bag is used for school, which is brilliant,
yes.
But we wanted to give them a little memento. So what we do is we include our buddy bag bookmark in our book. Again, we're passionate about educating the children, so a reading book is really important to them. And the little bookmark says, please keep me. This buddy bag has been packed with love, and it's got a lovely quote on it, and it says, it's not how much we give, but how much love we put into giving. And that's a quote from Mother Teresa. And my hope, my legacy is that the children will keep this little bookmark, and it will remind them at some point in the future that they can make a difference too.
Yes, I'm sure. The point of being online is important during lockdown because of remote work. How important is being digital to your foundation and your work?
Absolutely. I think right from the beginning, we identified how important it was to have a social media strategy.
Yes.
And we work alongside Charlotte from Brand Remarkable. And what we do is every 6 months, we sit down and we work out what our goals are, what our long-term strategy is, and then we condense that to a 6-month strategy. And we utilise social media to be able to deliver that strategy. So we have obviously Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and those mediums really, really support us. I think they all have a different place. For example, Facebook, we engage with our supporters, our volunteers. And what I've noticed is that a lot of the big support that we've had from corporate companies has been initiated from somebody who's been watching us on Facebook, who's recommended us to a company. And as a result of that, they've chosen us as their charity of the year. And yeah, it's really vital for us. And I think it's really important to be professional. It's really important to recognise our volunteers. We have awards. We've just had our virtual annual awards where we've recognised, you know, the people, the volunteers, the ambassadors, the corporates, the fundraisers, those people that have gone the extra mile to help us deliver the buddy bags. And we recognise companies and individuals on a monthly basis, again, all through social media.
Investing in people is vital. And yes, I hear you. Can you name the companies that have contributed recently in terms of Facebook when you say you've reached large corporations?
Yes, I mean, Gowling Solicitors chose us as their charity of the year, and they raised an awful lot of money for us. We probably wouldn't have got through COVID if it hadn't have been for them, because of the reserve that we were able to build up as a result of their support.
Yes.
For example, we've got ladies who knit for us, who one of the ladies' sons worked for Jaguar Land Rover. And she told him about us. He came to one of our team building events and they chose us as their charity of the year. And we've worked alongside all companies that we work with. We hold what we call our buddy bag brigades, which are team building events where we bring together a group of volunteers and we physically pack 180 buddy bags, and then they're delivered to the women's refuge centres. So we do those for individuals and we also do them for corporates. And it is such a humbling experience because you arrive and we have to set out all the tables with all the items. Then we physically pack the bags. We put in one of our teddies and give him a hug. And the humbling experience is that you have to appreciate and realise that the next time that buddy bag is going to be opened will be by one of these children in refuge. And the amount of love that will come out of that bag when they receive it, you know, it's just very, very special.
You talk about heart-wrenching moments and work and energy. How do you balance your personal life with such being a busy bee there?
Well, it's quite difficult. I'm sure anybody that knows me really well will testify that, you know, I probably need to rest more. But, you know, when you've got a passion and a purpose and it brings you a lot of excitement and joy and challenges, then, you know, you just make the most of it. I do have downtime. I love walking. I love cycling. My big passion is travelling. And I love cooking. And, you know, I'm looking forward to my new house project. I'm very conscious of the wheel of life, which means that we should have a balanced wheel of life. So we should look at all areas and make sure that we're giving them equal amounts of time. Correct. If we spend too much time on any one of them, we can end up with a very bouncy wheel, which isn't healthy.
And it's burnt out time.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm massively into meditation. I love yoga. I'm massively into mindfulness and appreciating and having gratitude every single day for what I have in my life, which enables me to do what I do.
I equally meditate, and gratitude has been one of my focus on my posts during COVID, because I do feel that people, when they feel closed down and locked down, the energy levels drop. And so it's wise to meditate and be grateful, because that brings out and expands again that love, the bags of love that you talk about. Karen, who would you say inspires you? Who would be the main people in your life that have inspired you?
I think the number one person that's inspired me has to be my mom. She is just so positive. You know, when you talk about glass half full or glass half empty, you know, my mom's glass is just, you know, overflowing with positivity. And she's been such an amazing role model to me. Secondly, I would have to say the Alani and Madeline Foundation in Australia, because they've been very supportive and they inspired me to follow my purpose and set up the charity. And another lady that's inspired me is Valerie Dwyer.
Yes.
Who I know you interviewed
I did.
weeks ago with her amazing book. Valerie and I go back a long way. She was our business coach when we had a previous business. We lost touch for quite a few years, but we reconnected. And I've done 3 of Valerie's vision board workshops. And you know, the charity wasn't even on the first vision that we had, but it did appear on the second and third one. And I do believe, using the law of attraction and putting that positivity out there, you do attract what you materialize what you attract. So yeah, Valerie's a huge inspiration to me too.
Yes, she's a dynamic lady, and I love the fact that she what I call responds to any greeting and any compliment and any post and comment. And I love the fact that she'll always say, I appreciate you, which goes a long way for me. Her book, yes, was fun. And she's doing lots with that. And that's how we met. So I'm grateful for that too. Mm-hmm. Where would you say is your happy place?
My happy place, I think my happy place has to be spending time with my family. There is nothing more fulfilling to have all my family around me. My son is in Australia. He's coming home in 4 weeks' time, so I can't wait.
Wonderful.
For him to bring little Otto, our latest grandson, that none of us have met yet. So that will be a very happy day.
A big baggage of love coming your way there.
I know. Yeah, and I love travel. That always makes me happy. And, you know, being at one of the bagpacks and, you know, seeing the end result, seeing all the team working together, and it is a team. You know, Buddy Bag Foundation wouldn't happen if it wasn't for our, you know, amazing board of trustees, our ambassadors, which are nationwide, and, you know, the 3,000 volunteers that have supported us. It's a team effort that makes it happen.
Yes.
And I think that's very humbling that people want to donate their time to support what we do. You know, it really resonates with a lot of people, because anything to do with children and unfortunately the domestic violence, if they haven't hopefully been touched by it themselves, they often know somebody who has. And, you know, going back to sort of a legacy, it's interesting that often if I speak to a group of people, there'll always be a couple of people in that room that have been touched by domestic violence.
Yes.
And they're often the ones that step up and want to get involved by donating their time. So yeah, it's happy place all the time, really.
How do people get in touch with you? So if they're watching this and listening, how do they get back in touch to support you?
Yeah, we have a website, buddybagfoundation.co.uk. We're also on Facebook, LinkedIn. Yeah, we're always looking for people to help us with time, donations, all their services. And of course, our challenge box, which we'll be launching in the next couple of days. So yeah, we would love you to get involved.
The challenge box starts at what point? What's the date?
We're literally going to be releasing it the next couple of days.
So keep a lookout for that one. I wish you joy in your next move.
Oh, thank you.
And plain sailing there, I'm sure you will. And it sounds as if when you talk about a visit from your son and new grandchild, I mean, that's your reward for being so big in your love for everybody else. So I wish you all a happy time there, happy family time in your new home. Thank you so much for being here.
And thank you for having me. And it's been great to connect with you, Carolyn. And yeah, thank you so much.
Lovely in blue there. My favourite colour. Have a great Wednesday.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye. Bye.